MargaretJWheatley, A Simpler Way. Embark on a journey exploring the true nature of life and creativity in A Simpler Way by Margaret.Wheatley. Delve into the world where life seeks order out of chaos and discover the principles underlying this natural occurrence. Go beyond the traditional notions of survival to realize how life creates potential relationships and new opportunities. Guided by the key concepts of the book, such as the universe's constant state of change, the significance of identity, and the interconnected nature of all living beings, this summary will introduce you to fresh perspectives on the interconnected systems and the overarching message that life is about invention, not merely survival.
Life is about creativity. The book challenges the pervasive notion of survival of the fittest and asserts that life is about creativity. The author argues that the world is not a hostile place and is inherently organized. Although scientists tend to focus on analysis and logic, they create models to visualize human experiences. Ultimately, it is impossible to see the world objectively, and the best way to understand life is to examine its underlying principles. These principles include the idea that the universe is continually discovering and creating, everything is constantly changing, and every form of life has its own interpretation of the rules. By knowing our beliefs, we can act with greater consciousness about our behaviors. The book urges readers to explore and create without fear and embrace the infinitely creative and playful nature of life. Life's orderly chaos. Life brings order to chaos in its own unique way, often favoring vagueness and complexity while exploring new things until it evolves a system of creative diversity. It values what works over what is right, since everything is in a state of constant change. Identity acts as the organizing principle for all living things to understand and sustain life, with the need for self-creation so strong that it leads to change. As a result, all living things share in co-creation and are interdependent, with no one way being better than another. Searching for a personal system of relationships is natural, providing stability in the ever-moving flow of change. Possibilities are limitless, and windows of opportunity do not appear and disappear forever. The power of parallel processing. Parallel processing is a system utilized by humans and nature that thrives on making mistakes. By embracing a chaotic state of being, this system generates more information to find real solutions. The power of tinkering. Tinkering is more than just a fun pastime, it's a valuable tool for learning and expanding your consciousness. By playing with ideas, you stay focused, absorb information, and become more alert. However, it's essential to be conscious while playing and not limit yourself to what you already know. Always ask, what more is there to know, to avoid staying stuck in the same mode of thinking. By doing so, you can expand your consciousness and unlock your creativity. So, get tinkering and watch your mind open up to new possibilities. The emergence of life. Life began on Earth as simultaneous explosion of emergence along with the planet, and has always been about invention, organization, and information sharing. Whether living or non-living, everything organizes itself through particles attracting each other to create atoms, microbes to create organisms, and galaxies to create organized swirls of matter and energy. Bacteria operate as a global exchange network, sharing information with each other, and people also share information to solve problems. Life is not just about survival, but rather about invention. The symbiotic nature of life. Life adapts to its interconnected systems through symbiosis, the most common occurrence in nature. Niches, small groups specializing in specific areas, exemplify this process. Organizations emphasize differences for competitiveness, but niches remain linked. Embracing change. As individuals, we form relationships to create stable organizations. However, the paradox arises as stability depends on individuality. Without responding to change, an organization can fail to self-destruct. We misunderstood our interdependency within the organization by building rigid boxes that divide people. We must change by letting structures emerge and making connections, leading us through the natural process of emerging patterns and design. We need to trust ourselves to self-organize naturally by tinkering and exploring further. This summary highlights the fact that maintaining stability depends on embracing change in our organizational structures. The freedom to choose. Life's self-organization stems from its identity, allowing for the freedom to choose. However, self-reference can limit our perceptions and inhibit further self-expression. The emergence of stable structures can create boundaries, but an emergent world needs the messiness of many. Making a connection with ourselves can bring change to the world, and life does not happen in isolation. Co-creating with others and ourselves defines our individual identities. Emergence in life. Life has the ability to transcend itself through a process called emergence, where systems form and bring about new possibilities. The African termite is an example of emergence, as they are creatures of little consequence in isolation, but can build complex structures when they form a large group. Despite appearing chaotic, there's inherent order in their organization where they coordinate and engineer the entire project without a leader. This shows that exploring life leads to self-transcendence, making it possible for individuals and systems to become more than they ever thought possible. Ultimately, life is a great cohering motion, akin to poetry. The principles of life. Life seeks coherence by becoming part of a unified system despite obstacles. We invent structures to gain control of our destiny, but the world naturally changes and evolves. To achieve coherence, we need to embrace diversity and creativity as partners in the process.
In conclusion, A Simpler Way imparts a profound understanding of the world as a place perpetually creating and discovering relationships. The book highlights the significance of change and adaptation as constants in our lives, and emphasizes the importance of seeing ourselves as part of a larger, co-creative system. Margaret.Wheatley's insights challenge our conventional beliefs and provide a fresh outlook on our existence, encouraging us to embrace our interconnectedness and recognize the inherent order in life's creative processes. By engaging with these remarkable concepts, one gains a better understanding of humanity's role as partners in creativity and diversity.